whenever I see Creator play, I just see such confidence and such stellar, solid play. And it's really going to be up to Bbyong, I feel, to be the aggressor, to try to break Creator's play and try to get into his head and try to take it here. Here is Creator. So far, he is 8-5. He is tied for second as most winning players, and he is 2-1 against Terran.
Yeah, he's a great player. The only game he lost to Terran actually this season was against Keen, where Keen played like a god on this very map, in fact. Bbyong, 1-2 in Pro League, 1-2 against Protoss, was showing SCV pulls only in the round of 32 of Code S, and the round of 16, on the other hand, 6-6 tempo play, where he basically just got an army that was large enough to assault the third base of the Protoss, just kept rallying reinforcements. He's added in Widow Mines to his composition since Widow Mines got buffed to do extra damage to shields. He's just basically decided that adding just a few Widow Mines into his mix and kiting against the Zealots is going to work quite well for him. And I wonder if Creator has studied this and is going to incorporate a little bit more Colossi into his play as a result.
I really hope he has. Bbyong looking really strong so far in individual leads. Creator very strong in Pro League so far. Who's going to take it?
That's the question. If Bbyong does take it, it's going to be a 3-0 victory here for CJ, something they desperately need. If Prime takes it here, then we're going to go into our fourth match. Let's go into our very third one on Frost.
Down here in the bottom right on Frost, the purple Protoss of Prime. It's Creator.
The top right in yellow, it's Bbyong, CJ Entis. Terrans making a bit of a comeback here, actually, this round. We've seen a lot more Terrans than we did in the first round. I like that.
Yeah, I like it as well. We're both Protoss players, but it's nice to see a little mix, especially when we're casting.
Yeah, it's good to have all races present. Makes a little bit more diversity. And not just the godlike Terrans, TY, Flash, and Maru. Mixing in the other ones, the mid-tiers. Bbyong wants to get up in that high tier.
Yeah, he's trying desperately. He's clawing, doing pretty well at it. It seems Creator was 2-0 against Bbyong in Wings of Liberty, but that was probably a long time ago.
That was indeed a long time ago. Bbyong was, in my opinion, at very first, especially last season of Pro League, the best Kespa Terran to have switched over StarCraft 2. Innovation quickly took that spot away from him, though, a few months later. But Bbyong has always been solid, and he's actually like the unsung Terran hero. Two Terran players made it to the round of 16 in Code S. He was one of them, but everybody talked about Maru. You know, Bbyong is a player who was one of the most consistent Terrans that we had last season of Pro League, but everybody talked about innovation. Everybody talked about Flash. Bbyong is basically the hero that does not get enough praise. He's like the new Gumiho. It's like, well, this guy is really good, guys. Why aren't you guys giving him enough support? Like, Bbyong is one of my favorite Terrans, and I'm really excited to see what he does here in this match, especially at close spawns vertically, because he's going to be able to attack Creator's third base pretty easily.
Yeah, I like that as well. Very well said. I agree with that. I mean, Bbyong, like you said, he's just an unsung hero, and I hope he does better and better and just makes a name for himself, because I feel like he definitely can. He's on the cusp. He just needs to be just a little bit better, I feel.
Yeah. So, I mean, what Creator's going to want to do on this map, now that he's seen the spawning locations, is take the third base that's further away from Bbyong, most likely the one to the left of his main base. If he tries to take the one that's to the north, it means his fourth base is going to be more easily taken later, but it means that Byung's mid-game aggression is going to be so difficult to defend, so he has to make a tough choice there. I think, knowing Creator, he will take the base that's further away. Back at home, Bbyong has actually done some pretty interesting stuff. He was only mining out of only two out of one refinery there to get a faster CC. Now he's pulled out completely and is going to have extra minerals as a result. And with that reactor, he's going to be able to produce more Marines and could probably add a second barracks pretty soon here. Actually goes eBay. And I like this play. He's going to get a fast +1 with this.
Yeah, I really like this as well. We could see some timing attacks, like you said, those really crisp timings. And when you see a player go for something where he takes his SCVs out of a gas for about 20 seconds, you know that this guy has a plan in mind, that there's like, the timing is just so crisp, it's so practiced that he just wants the extra minerals when he needs them, and then the extra gas to follow it up. So I really like this as well. We're going to have to see how it goes.
Well, Prime and CJ, and some more of our Cow Talk emoticons here. One of our GG girls. Quite good at dancing here.
She could be a dancer.
She could be.
I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, +1 here with a lot of Marines. I mean, he's got Reactor Marines coming out here. Second Barracks going up as well. Creator is playing... I mean, does Creator ever play differently from this? He's going to add 2 gateways in a second, and he's just going to, like, spell safety with his structures.
Just make safety with his pylons. And Bbyong is going to come in here and he's going to see it and he's going to be like, yeah, I watched about 20 replays with this exact build, so...
Bbyong's like, why did I even make a Reaper against Creator?
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, last time we saw Creator play, he actually hid 5 gateways at a different expansion location, did a timing attack, and killed his Terran opponent because he didn't expect it. So that's why Creator is scary, because he can, like, once in a blue moon, actually do a build like that and kill somebody, so it's always better safe than sorry.
Yeah. It's kind of like Rain, just like sometimes goes really wacky. Just one day he wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, he decides to be evil.
Yeah, but Rain's like even less likely.
Yeah.
Well, and this Reaper's actually going like all the way to check for everything, because Creator is also from time to time hidden third bases, so he's like not gonna let that happen. Factory coming up right now, but this timing, man, there are so many Marines on the map. It's going to be tough for Creator to hold this without losing some of his expensive sentries. Because especially he went for that robotics, and his unit count is pretty light right now. The Bay is coming up.
The Bay is going to come up. He's going to need to get as many Colossi out as possible. He's going to come in here with this Observer and see exactly what's going on out here. I'm not sure if he's going to know exactly what kind of build is coming his way, because he's not going to be sure exactly when that eBay came down. He's just going to know that a +1 is going to be out.
Bbyong is not messing around about checking for these hidden expansions. He might even take a second lap around the map just to make sure that he didn't check too soon down there at the bottom left. Because it's really easy for a Pro player to hide an expansion to the bottom left on this map. It's so hard to scout. Even if you do see it, it's a long way to walk to punish it. So pretty good choice here for Bbyong to scout that out. Now, Stim is about to finish, and I think he's going to move out with his first medevacs, because that way he can pressure at the front, and if the front gets defended with a Nexus cannon, he can just hop into those medevacs, then boost into the main base, and try to pick units off that way. And Creator, again, he's just playing so safe here. He wants to get his Colossi out with range first before he takes the third base. He's not going to pull a Stork here and just take it risky. Oh, that Reaper was like so close to jumping up, but not close enough.
Not quite close enough. Creator on the ball here. Had that Observer to spot for it. And he's going to actually outmaneuver these Creator army units, and he's going to come in here and see this. He's going to see the Bay. He's going to see the Colossi popping out as well. He's going to see the upgrades. He's basically going to see every single thing that Creator's doing.
Yep. He's going to come over here, see no additional gateways, so the Twilight Council knows no timing is coming. And now what he knows is that Creator's not going to be attacking him really anytime soon, and that he's also very late on the third base. So he again verifies that Creator is probably the most safe Protoss versus Terran player there is next to Rain. And all the tech is coming out here. He's getting the +1 attack, he's getting the range, he's getting the blink, additional gateways, starting to add those probes. Gonna add a third Nexus pretty soon here. And Bbyong, knowing that no pressure is coming his way very soon, is also going to add his third command center while he moves out with his pressure.
Yeah, his +1 to armor just finished, actually. Funnily, this Marine who's just going on a scout gets terrorized by a Zealot. Unfortunate for him, but does see the Zealot. This little push over here, like you mentioned, probably just going to force out some stuff. He does have the Stim and the +1/+1 with his Marines and a bunch of medevacs, so he could possibly do some damage at the front, maybe drop into the main.
He's just trying to punish a third Nexus, but there's no Nexus there. And so he's just kind of lurk around here. He's going to want to scan and kill his Observer. I think he sees that. Does not, in fact, but I mean, it's not too important. Creator's like adding cannons over here. Storm is coming up. He's going to have everything he would ever dream of having as a Protoss player, but on 2 bases.
Yeah, this is one of the safest games I've seen Creator play. And he's had to have watched Bbyong's replays as well. He had to have known that Bbyong is very good at these timing attacks and being a bit aggressive, so...
I mean, with the Colossi out here, it kind of counters Bbyong's play pressure-wise because he's got a Marine-heavy army, and he's going into those Widow Mines, which, again, are not going to be very useful against the Colossi because they have so much range. One Marine is going to spot this Nexus, and the Marines can't go over and try to punish. They can't engage here. And for Bbyong, this is kind of a frustrating situation because he knows that he has his own third command center coming up much faster. He's going to have a fast third orbital. With the tech he's chosen and the timing he really wanted to go for here is just not really going to line up with what Creator's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he needs to also think about getting some Vikings out for the Colossi, or perhaps Ghosts. We saw him basically cut these units out of the builds in Code S and just keep attacking by ground to try to beat the army straight up with good splitting. Oh, wow. Nice spot here on those medevacs.
This is incredible out of Creator. He's just on top of everything right now. And Bbyong, you know, he's trying to do a bit of aggression here. He just misses that Observer. But Creator knows exactly about this. He doesn't have much back here besides the cannon and the Photon Overcharge. Seems like he wants to try to focus down this Nexus. Is he going to get it?
I think he might get it here, but it's going to cost him a lot. Meanwhile, Creator does not have enough units to defend his third base, so the Nexus is gone. 3 medevacs escape here, going to the main base. And will he get the fourth over here, or the third, excuse me? He's not kiting against those Zealots, but I think regardless, he's going to trade pretty well. Can he actually kill the Nexus, though? Is he targeting it? He starts to, and I think there's too many hit points on this, but, you know, it's getting pretty low.
It's getting close. He needs some Warpins over here. I'm just not sure if he spent them already. And look at this, Widow Mines in the Naturals Mineral line at the same time. Seems like finally Creator's going to bring his units over here, going to stop that third from going down. Did lose all his shields.
More drops coming across from the east. We see up here on the east side of the map. He's going to send these across. There's so much support for these drops with the Widow Mines. And here we go. He's going to send these Zealots over here to help defend. There's so many Widow Mines in this composition now for Bbyong. And Bbyong goes to the main base with this drop. There's no mining at the third base, even if he didn't kill it. And Widow Mine's going to go off like crazy over here, killing so many Zealots. It kills the Observer as well. And he cannot actually kill those Widow Mines. He cannot detect them.
Wow, incredible. And at the same time, even with just these 3 units over here, getting a bunch of probe kills as well, is even going to escape with 1 Marauder. And look at this. He's got 3 bases now. He's fine where he's at back at his base, and Creator's just struggling.
You know, if you look at that units lost tab, they're both like dead even in units lost. It look like exactly the same for both players. But Creator has lost so much mining time, and Bbyong has this massive army right now. He's 30 army supply up, and he has a better worker count as a Terran who also has mules to work with. So, I mean, dealing with these drops is just becoming so expensive for Creator. And even if Bbyong loses a few units here, he kills the expensive Stalkers and then continues doing harassment.
Yeah, seems like Bbyong wants to try to come in here at the third base as well, but Creator smartly this time leaving some units to defend. He wants to probably drop them and drop over here at the same time. There's just too many units. He needs to get his Colossus over here as well.
I mean, any probes he gets, any Zealots he picks off here is great for him. Now he's got this high ground location where he can pick off more units. And with the reinforcements and those Widow Mines, this could be a disaster for Creator. Hits the Archon as well as those probes. And I think this may actually just be too much damage for Creator to recover from. He's going to target down the Colossus. Bbyong is out for blood, gets 1 Colossus, lifts away. And Creator is struggling so much to hold on here.
Oh my god, you could just look at the supplies right now, guys. Bbyong is up 70 supply right now, most of that in army supply. He's going to come over with 5 medevacs, more army, and Creator's just barely trying to struggle with just 1 Colossus over there, continuing to harass at the third. Barely any mining going on at these 2 bases.
This is the doom drop that ends it all. Way too much here for him to handle. Widow Mine support as well. And that Colossus at the top of the ramp is Creator's last hope. Don't think it's going to save him here, though. Mules being dropped. Way too many Marauders here. The upgrade advantage in Byung's hands. Killing probes in the main base. There's nothing left here to hope for Prime fans. State is not playing today. CJ Entis is going to take the 3-0. All you have to wait for here, the only mystery is when is Creator going to type GG?
That is the big question. You see it on his face. He is defeated. Bbyong's just going to walk out of here. He's like, okay, whatever. I'm going to drop here at your third again, take out this Nexus, and I've got 3 at home. I'm building another CC as well. I'm just waiting for you to leave.
Yeah. I'm just going to kill some Stalkers here, whatever he wants. And the pain train is walking across the map right now.
Oh my god. 0 SCVs down. 51 probes down.
That's just how Creator plays. He usually isn't very harassment-oriented, but this time his defense was not good enough. Bbyong is one of the best players at this. You know, you look at a player like Polt, you look at a player like Maru, and you look at Bbyong. These three seem to be the masters of this type of play where you just attack constantly and rip apart who's normally a beautiful defensive prowess who does not allow this to happen. You put somebody like Bbyong up against him, even at these spawning locations where the third base is pretty far away for Bbyong to attack, he still somehow makes it work. And with all these Widow Mines, it's just so much more difficult for Creator to actually react to this composition.
Look at this. He's just coming in. He's even fighting over here against Archons with this little army, but really it's just to bait out for this Doom drop. And this is going to end it. Creator's just got a GG out of this.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to kill the last Nexus. Then what? I mean, he doesn't have enough money to make another Nexus. He's going to go for a counterattack, I guess. But the army supply for him is less than half of his opponent. Yeah, he's got the much better army composition, but it's too small. It's just too small. +3 finishes now for Bbyong, winning him further at an upgrade lead. And he's just going to crush. He's even going to pull his SCVs here because he knows that's all he has to do to defend. The last of the Archons start to fall. He's going to surround those Colossi, dropping the mules. There's too much. GG. Bbyong will take the 3-0 for CJ Entis.
Oh my god. He was showing something on his jacket. I think it was the Entis logo, but he's like, wow, that gave me chills, man. That was incredible play out of Bbyong. This
is how just one slight buff to one unit, the Widow Mine, in the hands of great pros like Bbyong, like Maru, can change how this matchup is played. We've seen Jockchi just recently in Seat Story playing some games like this, using Widow Mines with his tempo push. This type of play is going to be the new TVP style. Everybody's starting to adopt this right now. And it's a scary time for Process as they start to learn how to adapt to this. Bbyong, though, it's not about like the balance here. It's not about the patch. I feel like it's just about his multitasking. It was insane. And Creator, even with observers to spot everything that was coming his way, could not split his units efficiently enough to deal with the trades.
It just didn't matter. You looked at the play of Creator, and you see the composition he was going for. He had the slow Colossi, and Bbyong was like, all right, I can just drop you at 3 locations at the same time. I have a bunch of medevacs here. I have the Mountain the Reactor. I can just be all over your base, and it doesn't really matter what you have.